Well, we're gonna show all of you people in Big Woods Buckland some redneck logging. I'm gonna put an addition on my camps up on the pond, and so we're gonna go in and cut some logs, haul them out with the sled, and then in the springtime we'll peel them and put our addition on. You gotta have a proper sled if you're gonna do some off-trail stuff like we do. This is my ice fishing and coyote hunting sled, but it's a Skidoo Scandit. Goes good in the powder, gets around good in the woods. It's got the pogo stick suspension on the front end, so it's narrow. All you really need to do, the kind of logging that we're going to do, is you got to have a snowmobile to pull them out. You got to have your Husqvarna chainsaw. You can use a steel, but I prefer Huskies. I got a spare over there in case you get one pinched. Your gas and your oil. I still use a axe. I built a bunch of my cabins using this axe. I peel all my logs with a draw shave, but I knock the limbs off with an axe. You can do it with a chainsaw, but I prefer to do it with the axe because it doesn't leave the scars. If you do it with a chainsaw and you scar up the log, it kind of shows when you're done. That big snatch block there is, I use that to get my moose out in the fall, but it works good if you get a tree hung up and you need to pull it down. I can wrap a chain or a rope or whatever through that and use a snowmobile, and you can pull some log downs with that in case you get one caught up. Got to have a bunch of chains. I got 3 different chains in there with different ends on them. And when we get into camp and hook up, I'll show you how we use the different ends and what we use for chains. Last but not least, we got our cooler full of food, because if you're logging, you're going to go through some grub. You got to have something to eat. Everybody needs fuel, the chainsaw and the woodcutter. First thing we're going to do is split some kindling up so we can get a fire started in the cabin. Kind of breezy up here on the ridge.
Yeah, kind of blowing a gale here.
Yeah, that should get us a fire started. Well, here's my 100-year-old log cabin that I restored. There's the woodshed. We made the woodshed into a cabin as well. It's a small cabin, but it's nice. Sleep some people in there. Brucey's coming out on the porch. There's my help for the day. He's been doing some of the filming for me. One of the things that I always try to do when I'm up here, I got Brucey with me today, but especially if I'm by myself, I'm always real careful in the woods, and I forgot my hard hat. I always wear a hard hat when I'm felling trees because you never know if a limb might come down and hit you on the head. But this big fir here, I'll get 2 16-foot logs out of that. It's leaning hard that way. I'm not going to have to worry about it getting hung up or anything. So we'll cut this tree down, get it cut for length, and knock all the limbs off with the axe. Get my trusty axe here, Brucey. Again, if you're up here in the woods alone like I am sometimes, always be careful. You don't want to cut yourself when you're alone, so try to cut away from your legs so you're not hitting yourself with an axe. Whenever I'm cutting logs, I always cut stuff a little longer. Like if I need a 16-foot log, I always cut them 16 and a half. Give yourself some stuff, some inches to work with. That's pretty much it. We got two 16-foot beautiful fir logs here. Work nice on the cabin. Remember I was telling you there's two different ends to a chain. Use your grabber end like that. Stick it in so it can't slip. Then I got this slip chain right here. That's one you put on your log end. You got to put it up front so it can't pull off. And that allows that to slip and get tighter if it wants to. Yeah. I keep that bucket in the back of my rack to put all my extra chain in. That way your chain doesn't get caught up in something or get in your track if you're backing up. I'm going to pull it down to the camp, Brucey, and then I'll come back and we'll grab another one. I own about 6 acres of land up here, and on that end is mostly fir and spruce. And I've been cutting the fir because spruce is actually probably a little better wood, but it peels awful hard with the draw shave. A lot of the logs in the original cabin here are fir. As long as you've got plenty of roof over them, they'll last a long time. Down on the other end of the lot is cedar. I'm going to do like the first 3-layer log with cedar because they're more rot resistant, and I had plenty of cedar. You can see. Don't point over there, Brucey. There's, I got, I don't know, 15 or so cedar logs over there. And then this pile here is my fir. All of these cedar tops will be good. I've got I don't know, a couple 100 feet of cedar tops here. The deer don't stay here in the wintertime. They go off to their yard, but they'll be back end of April, 1st of May. All these tops will be right here waiting for them, and my little deer will have something to feed on. We usually have a doe and a couple of lambs hang around near the camp all summer. So, well, as far as I know, I'm all done cutting logs for the winter. I got a pile of cedar logs here. I think I've got 12 to 15 cedar logs. I'm going to put a bedroom addition on the camp, but I'm also going to put a shed roof off the back, and I needed some rafters, so I cut a bunch of spruce here that I'm going to make rafters for the shed. And I'm also, besides cedar, I'm going to use fir. Fir peels a lot easier than the spruce. That's why I prefer to use the fir and the cedar, but I think I've got about 25 fir logs over there. It was a good day. We got some stuff done. It was a lot of fun.